A brand new weapon has just been discovered in Tears of the Kingdom, and it's absolutely amazing. Roll the clip. No fluffing around because it's a bit of a long process, but believe me when I say you're not going to want to miss out on this one. Alright, so like I said, there is quite a process to this, and this first step may sound a little bit strange. Head to Hyrule Castle and pick up the Royal Guard's Claymore. This is the awesome sword that we used in our Lynel farming build, but this time we're actually just going to break the sword. Deliberately. Doesn't matter how you do it, your goal is very simple: shatter this thing into a million pieces, like my ex-girlfriend did when she said she was getting back with her ex. The next step is finding a pristine version of the Royal Guard's Claymore, and the only way to do that is in the depths. The reason we broke the one at Hyrule Castle is that the game won't actually spawn a pristine version in the depths if the contaminated one hasn't been destroyed on the surface. To aid your search, I'd suggest unlocking the Sheikah Sensor Plus and tracking the pristine Royal Guard's Claymore via the compendium. You'll need a picture of it first though, so head to the Hatino Ancient Tech Lab and purchase a good old-fashioned Polaroid. The Claymore will be number 397 in the equipment category. Now, head down into the depths on the far west-hand side of the map. Throughout this area, there will be a plethora of statues holding weapons. Here are all of the locations I found. Mark them down because only some of them are the ones you're actually going to need. For now, all you need to know is that each statue is allocated a certain type of weapon, such as two-handed swords, spears, and single-handed swords. They're completely random at first, but as soon as a statue spawns its first weapon type, it will lock on to only that weapon type, but the weapon itself can vary. Additionally, they reset after every blood moon, so if you can't find a pristine Royal Guard's Claymore on your first attempt, I'll have a special glitch just for you in a minute on how you can force a blood moon and reset the statues. So your objective is to continue exploring the area until you find a statue holding a two-handed sword like this one. If it's not the pristine Royal Guard's Claymore you're looking for, simply take the weapon, yeet it away, and then tag the location on your map so you can return in a little bit. Now, once you do find a statue holding a pristine Royal Guard's Claymore, don't rush in and collect it just yet. Climb up, drop a manual save, and then collect the blade. You're only going to want one with a very good attack buff, and in my case, I was determined to get a plus 10, but it took a while.
Hey, that's pretty good.
If it's not the one you want, simply reload the save and try again. You'll get there eventually, and believe me when I say that this method is so much faster than using Octoroks. I hate those little things. Now that you've got one, you're ready to take the next steps, but first let me teach you how to force a blood moon, resetting the statues and pretty much everything else in the world for us mere mortals that couldn't find one on our first try. There are many locations that can be used to force a blood moon in Tears of the Kingdom, but I found this one to be the easiest. Just west of Mount Rome, north of Gerudo Desert. Head into this big old cave in the middle of a canyon and push on through until you arrive at this room with an electric light and a big wall of rocks. Make sure you don't destroy the wall, you're going to need those. I find it easiest just to shimmy up onto the ceiling, automatically start falling, and then fire a bunch of arrows with opals fused onto them into this big rock wall. After 3 or 4 shots from a Lynel bow, you'll notice that your frames start dropping heavily. At this point, you either want to load up that save that you just made, which should automatically spawn a blood moon, but sometimes the game just does it by itself without you even having to load a save. Either way, you're winning. You can now head back into the depths and check out the statues to see if they're holding your shiny new sword. A little tip though, you don't actually need any more than 1 blood moon, because we know the location of the statue that spawns two-handed weapons now, so we can save nearby after the first blood moon, then simply walk up to the statue, see what he's holding, and if it's not the weapon we're looking for, we just simply reload the save and check again. Phew. Okay, so let's just relax for a moment, take a little day trip to Kakariko Village, where we're going to be grabbing the Radiant Armour Set, which is the key to this whole build. You can use the Evil Spirit set, which looks better, but that's a lot more of a pain in the backside to try and find. When you first arrive here, the armor will be incredibly expensive, so talk to the shop clerk and complete a very short quest to reduce the prices. Now, simply upgrade each armor piece to level 2, unlocking the Bone Proficiency Ability. This will increase your damage when using bone attachments on weapons. Now, all this work has got me feeling a little bit peckish, so let's go ahead and make a snack before heading into combat and completing our build. You can either grab 5 mighty bananas to create a maximum attack buff that lasts for 5 minutes, or you can use 4 mighty bananas and a golden apple to create one with the same huge attack buff, but instead it lasts double the amount of time. At long last, we get to fight something. Head to this spot in the Gerudo Desert and pick a fight with a Molduga, then absolutely wreck him. Don't forget to pick up the jawbone because that is going to be the most important thing. Oh, Cool, I randomly started a quest. God, I love this game. Now let's put it all together and create the single most powerful build in Tears of the Kingdom. Fuse the Molduga jaw onto the Pristine Royal Guard's Claymore and then proceed to slam it on the ground repeatedly until you see this message. At this point your weapon should have 162 damage, which is okay. Hit the ground another 2 times and the damage will double again, but it won't show. Can you imagine breaking your weapon at this point and... Your journey is finally complete. As a demonstration, this is a full Lynel fight with the ultimate weapon from my previous guide, which is a silver Lynel horn attached to a corrupt Royal Guard's Claymore. As you can see, it's pretty good, but now let's take a look at the new ultimate weapon that we've spent a ridiculous amount of time building. Bear in mind, we're using the Molduga jaw fused onto the Pristine Royal Guard's Claymore with a triple damage multiplier, bone proficiency armor, and a level 3 attack buff from the Mighty Bananas. Five hits. 5. Jesus. Okay, this is really random. I never do this in my videos, but I want to take a quick trip to the Colosseum and see how quickly we can take out all 5 of the strongest Lynels in the game. And it took me 1 minute for the whole Colosseum, and I didn't even get hit once. I will upload the full uncut version of the fight if you want to watch it for proof, but I think that's good enough for now. If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you want to learn how to use the bone proficiency armor to maximize your bow and arrow damage as well, feel free to check out my bow fuse combination guides. There'll be a link in the description and a card on screen now. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.